Nobody tells you what trust looks like in a baby. There's no moment where they look at you and say, "I trust you." There's no certificate, no milestone check mark, just 1,000 small, quiet things happening constantly in your daily interactions that, if you know what to look for, tell you everything. Trust is the foundation of everything you're building together. Before your baby can learn, before they can explore, before they can handle the hard things, they need to know that their world is safe and that you are the person who makes it so. And they show you they know that every day in ways most parents walk right past without recognizing. Here are 7 small things your baby does that tell you in the clearest possible terms that they trust you completely. 1. They fall asleep in your arms without fighting it. This one requires context to fully appreciate. Sleep is the most vulnerable state a human being can be in. Consciousness withdraws. Control disappears. For a nervous system that is built around threat detection, going to sleep requires one prerequisite. The environment has to feel safe enough to stop monitoring. When your baby falls asleep in your arms, not after an exhausted battle, but with relative ease, letting their body go heavy and their muscles release, they're doing something profound. They're making a neurological decision to stop being alert in your presence. They're not just tired. Tired isn't enough. You can be tired and still anxious, still watchful, still resistant to letting go. When a baby falls asleep easily with you, they're communicating. The threat scan is complete, and the result is safe. You passed. Every time you hold them, and they go quiet and heavy and limp, that is the deepest version of "I trust you" a body can produce. 2. They make eye contact with you and then look away and come back. There's a specific interaction rhythm in securely attached babies that researchers call serve and return. Your baby looks at you. You respond with warmth, a smile, a sound, a word. They look away, taking a processing break, as we've talked about in other videos. And then they look back. The return is the signal. A baby who makes eye contact once, looks away, and never comes back is different from a baby who cycles through this pattern. Look, engage, away, back. Look, engage, away, back. The return is the baby saying, "That was good. I want more of that. You're worth coming back to." It's small. It happens in seconds. Most parents don't consciously notice it. But this rhythm, the constant cycling of engagement and break and return, is what secure attachment looks like in real time. Watch for the returns. They're happening more than you realize. 3. Their body goes soft when you pick them up. There's a specific physical quality to how a baby responds to being picked up by someone they trust versus someone they don't know well. With a trusted caregiver, a baby who is slightly fussy or alert will often soften visibly within a few seconds of being held. The shoulders drop, the fists unclench, the legs stop pushing against you, their breathing slows. The whole body shifts from a slightly guarded, ready-to-respond posture to something that looks more like melting. This isn't just comfort in a general sense. It's a body-level recognition. I know this hold. I know this smell. I know this heartbeat. The signal is right. I can release the tension now. With an unfamiliar person or in an unfamiliar context, babies often maintain a degree of muscle readiness even when held calmly. They haven't received enough known signals to downgrade the alert. The melt is the trust. The next time you pick up your fussy baby and feel them release into you, notice it. That physical softening is the most honest thing they'll tell you today. 4. They calm down just from hearing your voice before you're in the room. before they see your face, before you touch them. If your baby, in the middle of crying, or fussing, or beginning to escalate, quiets or shifts when they hear your voice, that's one of the clearest expressions of trust you'll see. It means your voice has become a conditioned safety signal, not just familiar, predictively calming. Their nervous system has learned when this specific voice pattern arrives, relief follows. So the voice alone begins to trigger relief before anything else happens. This is the result of hundreds of instances where your voice preceded your arrival, your feeding, your holding, your comfort. The brain connected those things. Your voice became the first note of a song whose ending they know. I am cared for. I am safe. Some parents discover this accidentally, calling out from another room or talking while walking down the hallway and hearing the crying begin to slow before they've even opened the door. That's not coincidence. That's months of trust woven into your baby's neural circuits. 5. They reach toward you when they're uncertain. Watch what your baby does when something startles them, confuses them, or makes them uncertain. After the initial reaction, where do they look? Who do they reach toward? A baby who turns toward you, who makes eye contact with you after something unexpected happens, who reaches their arms toward you when they're in someone else's hold and something surprises them, is doing something called social referencing. They're checking the experienced adult in their world. Is this okay? Should I be worried about this? This behavior starts to emerge clearly around 6 to 9 months, but exists in simpler form before that. The turning toward you, the reaching for you in moments of uncertainty, is the baby using you as their emotional compass. They don't know yet whether the loud noise or the new person or the unexpected thing is dangerous, but they know who knows, and they turn to that person first. If that person is you, if you're the one they reach toward, it means you've become their orienting figure, the reference point for what's okay. That only happens through trust built over time. 6. They play comfortably near you without needing constant interaction. This one surprises people because it looks like the baby is doing nothing in particular. They're just playing by themselves, near you. But this quiet, independent play in your presence is actually a beautiful indicator of secure attachment, and it has a name: secure base behavior. The theory developed by attachment researcher John Bowlby is that a securely attached infant uses their caregiver as a safe base, a stable point from which to explore. When the caregiver is present and calm, the child can move away from them into exploration, playing, reaching, investigating. When the caregiver is absent or threatening, the exploration stops and the child focuses on proximity to the caregiver instead. So a baby who can play contentedly near you, not hanging off you, not crying, just doing their own thing in your general vicinity, is demonstrating that your presence has created enough felt safety for them to use their energy on exploration rather than security seeking. They're not ignoring you. They're trusting you enough to not need you every second. That's the goal, and it only grows from here. 7. They stop crying differently with you than with anyone else. This last one requires a subtle distinction. All babies stop crying when needs are met. Hunger stops when they're fed. Discomfort stops when the discomfort is addressed. That's not trust. That's biology. But there's another kind of stopping crying. The kind that happens not because a specific need was addressed, but because you appeared, because you said their name, because you picked them up before you did anything else, before feeding, before changing, before any fixing. The cry stops because you arrived. That specific response, stopping not for what you do, but for who you are, is the condensed form of everything in this video. It's what co-regulation looks like when it's fully established. It's the moment when your baby's nervous system says, "The right person is here." The processing can stop. The alarm can go off. You don't have to do anything to deserve this. You've already done it. In every ordinary moment of care and presence, every night you showed up, every time you responded. The trust was built then. What you're seeing now is just the proof. So pay attention to these 7 small things, not to grade yourself, not to prove something, just to actually receive what your baby is telling you, which is often warmer and more certain than the words you'll wait years to hear. They already know. Subscribe if you want to keep learning the quiet language of baby attachment, because once you see it clearly, you realize your baby has been talking to you far longer and far more clearly than you knew.